Okay, we're back. Just obviously, we had some technical difficulty. We were speaking about the vaccination rates we have here in Rockland County, and we do believe that that's a factor in the decreasing case numbers and lower hospitalization rates that we're seeing. These are just some of the benefits of getting vaccinated. Uh, Also, I saw a presentation on TV last night. The CDC had conducted a study on seniors 65 and over who have gotten the vaccines and how it compares up to hospitalizations. They're seeing that there is a significant impact, positive impact on seniors in having avoid hospitalization. Now, that is really a key piece. I think anybody who's been following this even mildly understands that while many people may get the virus and really have next to hardly any symptoms at all or moderate symptoms, once you go into the hospital for treatment, you're going to get great care, no question about it, from our hospitals, but it's a significant step. It's not the place you want to be, obviously. You want to be able to recover at home without going to a hospital. So um, it's getting more and more clear that these vaccinations are helping, and it's also getting much easier to get a vaccination now. The state-run site at RCC, which, as you remember, we had a pitch battle with the state to get activated. Again, I acknowledge the state for listening to us finally. And I also want to acknowledge many of you who called, fellow elected officials who joined me in advocating for that site. It is now accepting walk-ins. So if you think about this, you think about how tough it was to even get onto a website. Now it's walk-ins. So we're having walk-ins at the state site, and I think we have Pfizer there, John. So those are we want to try to target our 16-year-olds because the Pfizer vaccine will be there. So 16 and over are eligible for that, and you can just walk in, register there, and then get the shot. This is a huge opportunity for the younger generation to protect themselves as we come into the summer months. Also, when we come into the fall, is another thing. So it's a good idea for our young ones to get this right now, where they can. Department of Health also has transitioned to a walk-in model in many cases. For example, first dose appointments are available of the Moderna coronavirus vaccine tomorrow, April 30th, Friday. At the vaccination clinic will be run between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. My apologies. At the Martin Luther King Center at 110 Bethune Boulevard in Spring Valley. It's 110 Bethune Boulevard in Spring Valley. You can make an appointment to reserve your time slot online through the COVID-19 webpage or walk in and register at the site, whichever you prefer. If you can register, by all means do that first. That would be a lot better, I think. But in any event, the availability is there. Our COVID-19 page is continuously updated so we can offer additional vaccine clinics. So please check back if you're interested in getting protected. The next focus of our response to the pandemic is to increase access to the vaccine to those who haven't been able to yet get it. Our health department is already doing that through their community clinics, and they're working towards holding smaller clinics for other communities and even large businesses.
If I could chime in
yes,
here
John,
for
sure.
a quick second. Our health department today was actually at Rockland BOCES at their facility on Parrott Road. I didn't find out until a little while ago, but they're going out. We're doing more of these in the community to make this more available to people. So you're going to see a lot more of that as we move forward.
Absolutely. And again, you may have heard we've partnered with many of our community partners out there in Rockland County, Refour being most notable of them, to get our mobile ability out to different locations. We've been to most of the two towns that have hit the hardest right now, and also have the lower rates of vaccination, the towns of Haverstraw and the towns of Ramapo. So we're focusing on all 5 towns, but particularly on the towns that really are low. Because again, let's understand something. There are truly no borders between our towns. We are one county, we are one state, we travel. So if we see a need in any one particular area for vaccinations or attention, obviously, we try to focus that attention as best as we can. To that end, we are taking the next steps. These are things that we had spoken about because of our experience in doing this and the health department's expertise too. What do we do next? Where do we go? So we have already sat down with our health department personnel, with the 2 hospital CEOs and their staffs, 2 of the towns initially, which was Ramapo and Haverstraw for obvious reasons, and try to identify where what's being called vaccine hesitancy, that may not be the best phrase to use. There are a lot of reasons why people maybe are not getting vaccinated yet, but if we use that for the time being, what can we do to improve the accessibility? What can we do to get across to people that really make a good judgment, get the vaccine? Those are things that we're doing right now, and we will be taking extra steps. We also will be meeting, I believe tomorrow, we'll be meeting to see if we can further engage our local business community, our chambers of commerces in various ways and manners in order to try to get people to be more open to getting the vaccine. As you see that we're going out on the road, so to say, in so many ways, as everybody does know by now, there's a need for refrigeration in some areas, a very high amount of refrigeration for these vaccines. Well before the plans were even laid out in December, we already had gone out because we had found out that Pfizer obviously was a demand for refrigeration, and we went out. We got 3 large refrigeration units to be able to hold these vaccines, because we realized that as time progressed that we may have a need to have that availability. So we got them at a very good price because nobody had, or rarely anybody had done it yet. So we did very well with that. So we have the refrigeration capability that allows us to extend our efforts to various parts of the county. So again, if you represent a nonprofit agency, or forget represent, if you are engaged and involved in a nonprofit agency, a municipality, a business, or a faith-based organization, and would like more information on scheduling a presentation on the importance of vaccination, or would like to host a pop-up vaccination site, please be part of this. We rely on folks out there in our community to be part of the solution. Please email the Rockland County COVID Call Center. We will put this email address up on the comments section, but it's COVID Call Center at co.rockland.ny.us. So we'll have that there. The phone number there also is the hotline, our local hotline, 845-238-1956. Again, 238-1956. They're open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, except holidays. So I also want to share with you that I am fully vaccinated, and I want to thank a lot of concerned people. I guess they want to keep me around, John. I had put off my vaccinations for a while. I didn't, and I had said to many people, I did not feel comfortable when I have been going to the different vaccination centers, having senior citizens crying, trying to get this vaccination, the anguish that I was looking at. I know I qualified on 2 levels. I just really didn't feel comfortable, getting my shot before there was at least some easing up of what was going on with the demand and the supply. So when that did occur, I did get my shot. I got my second shot after that. So I think I waited about 13 weeks, I guess it was, John, roughly. So I got my second shot on April 1st. It's not a joke. I did get it on April 1st. And also, just so people are aware, I did have a minor immune response to it. I had a little bit of soreness in my left arm for a couple of days. I woke up the next day, I felt pretty tired, and I was a little achy, but you know something? A couple of cups of coffee did wonders for me. I took some ibuprofen, and that made me feel a lot better. But again, this certainly was not anything that I was overly impacted by. I can say that.
I want to chime in that you're much tougher than I am. After I got my second dose, I woke up the next day, I made myself breakfast, and I was exhausted from eating breakfast and had to go right back to bed. So you powered through it. I couldn't handle it.
You know, these young people. He's half my age, so he's not used to the toughness that the older people bring to the table. But all in all, this was certainly a positive experience. I mean, nothing happened that was unwieldy at all. But I'm happy to say I'm fully vaccinated now. I know my fiance is watching this right now, but yes, I know she kept hitting me too, making sure I got my vaccination. So nice to know, but the restrictions now are beginning to ease. So now the next step is that we can start getting back to some version of normal. But I want to say this very, very clearly. I believe that all the vaccines approved for use in the country are safe and effective. There have been minimal types of situations that we have seen occur with these vaccines. When they say abundance of caution, that's been applied a couple of times. They saw possibilities being a problem. They pulled things, they shut everything down immediately, gave it a few days, gave it a good look, and re-upped the supply chain for the vaccine. So all of these have been proven, have been tested and proven, and it prevents serious illness and hospitalization. And as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they are still doing the testing. So it's not like they've done it and they're waiting, because again, as we know, the vaccinations have been approved on an emergency use basis. So they are not, the companies are not letting up where we are right now. They're still continuing to monitor, continuing to see what's going on. And the bottom line, I would just say this, whatever it's worth, I'd recommend you get one. I really would. That's, but again, I think getting vaccinated is the best way to protect your family, your friends, your community from COVID-19. It will also help bring this pandemic to an end and get our economy and life fully back to normal. This is not a mandate. I know some people in government want to, scare people into getting the shot. I have said this, maintained from day one when the vaccines came out. Make your own judgments, but make them based upon knowledge. Don't make them based upon what you're hearing when somebody's on Facebook telling you, asking for a friend. No, you don't want. You don't want to go with that. Be fair and honest with yourself, and also, we tend as human beings to internalize things. If we are considering getting a vaccine, typically, and it's human nature, we say, well, what's going to happen to me if I get the vaccine? Will it be a good experience? Will it be a bad experience? Will I have any kind of reaction to it? And that's a normal human response, but I'm going to challenge you. Think broadly, just a little more broadly. What happens if you don't get the vaccine? Think about your loved ones. Think about your family, your friends, things that you may not be able to do for the time being. Think about having it wear on you when you go out, and it bothers you. You don't want to get sick. Now you're not vaccinated, and you know other people are. So I would focus on the broad part of this decision, not just on the narrow part of it. Because we want to get out of this, but again, make your best judgment based upon the facts. And right now, a significant percentage of your neighbors have already gotten the shot and are continuing to do that. The CDC now has changed many of the recommendations that fully vaccinated people can do right now. The state of New York adopted this. I was shocked within a couple of hours, John, I believe. Mm-hmm. I was absolutely stunned how quickly they adopted the CDC guidelines, and that speaks volumes about exactly how confident they are in what they're saying. Right now, and I'm going to read this, got to make sure that we have this information right. You could visit with other fully vaccinated people indoors without wearing masks or physically distancing. Yes, you heard that right. That's a CDC direction right now. You can visit with unvaccinated people, including children, from a single household who are at low risk for severe COVID-19 disease indoors without wearing masks or physical distancing. You can participate in outdoor activities and recreation without a mask. I can tell you there are a lot of athletes right now, especially our young people, who are very, very happy with that. And except for in certain crowded settings and venues. They picture yourself, I guess, at a Jets or a Giants game and you're next to each other like this. I guess that would qualify as one of those venues. So you can, if you're outdoors and you can go without a mask. The bottom line. You can resume domestic travel and refrain from testing before or after travel or self-quarantining after travel. So that section of the guidance has been removed. You can refrain from testing before leaving the United States for international travel unless required by the destination, and refrain from self-quarantining back after arriving back in the United States. Refrain from testing following a known exposure if asymptomatic, with some exceptions for specific settings. So if you were exposed to someone and you were asymptomatic, you do not have to quarantine. These are huge changes from what we've been dealing with over the past number of months. So I know it takes a while for this to really sink in. Refrain from quarantine following a known exposure if you're asymptomatic, and refrain from routine screening testing if asymptomatic and feasible. So you have those symptoms, you do not have to go through this anymore. So, this is really a significant turn of events to what we've been going through. I know there are going to be people out there saying, Well, what if someone's out there and they're not vaccinated, they're making believe they are? We can't police everything. That is just an absolute fact that we learn nothing else from this. The bottom line is this: we know for a fact that the vast majority of people, especially people in Rockland County, follow the rules. There are no guarantees on following the rules. If we had guarantees on following the rules, we'd have no police departments, we'd have no need for penal law, because everybody would follow the rules, and that's just not reality. It is just not reality. So we're going to keep working to improve access to these vaccines for residents, so we can all one day stop wearing the mask, get rid of the restrictions, and get back to our normal lives. And it's going to take some time. We had an event up at Kennedy Dells Park for our 24th Annual Environmental Award. Now, we were outdoors. It was a beautiful day yesterday. We really did not have to wear masks, but you could see it in people. They were skittish about it. And it's a very simple reason. We have been so used to this that now it's been like a crutch for us. Now we're able to take them off, and the comfort level that we had because of it, is it's going to take a little bit of work. It really will be. So, but again, think about this. Think about where we used to be. Think about the lives we had beforehand. The path we're on right now is the path to that life again. The only way we get there is to be smart, do the right thing at this point. And in this particular case, we have a vaccine that's working, that we, as best we can tell, testing that's going on right now is giving us very positive results. So it's a good path we're on right now. So I'm asking you very simply to please help us reach this goal by getting vaccinated. If you need help with the process, or if you have any questions beyond what we discussed here today, please call our COVID call center at a number I gave earlier, but I'll give it again, 845-238-1956, 238-1956. Again, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. except holidays. If you need information, speak to the people who have legitimate, accurate information, the best information you can get. If you're not necessarily going to get it on the internet or Facebook or any place else, if you have any doubts, we welcome the phone calls to the health department to give you solid information. We understand that many people also are fatigued for the last 14 months fighting this pandemic, and believe me, we all share that feeling. But the threat of the disease does remain. So I want to help us reach that COVID-free finish line and get vaccinated now. As I said, we're on the right path right now. Now, there are a couple of other items of interest I'd like to mention. COVID vaccines are not the only free vaccine being given out by Health Department. On this Sunday, May 2nd, between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., we will again be getting involved with free rabies shots that will be available for cats, dogs, and ferrets belonging to Rockland residents. This will be at 50 Sanatorium Road in Pomona. That's right off Route 45, in the parking lot in front of Building F. So just follow the signs there, and you'll find your way there. You will be staying in your car, just so you do know. No appointment is needed. Just so you're aware, you can just go there. The shots are free. We do ask if you would contribute $5 donation per animal. It will help defray the cost to the health department. That will be appreciated, but it's not mandatory. Please download and print a rabies vaccination release form. The link for this will be posted in the comments section after the video ends, and it must be completed and signed and brought to the clinic when you go there. Now, the link is very, very long, so I'm not even going to attempt to give it to you, but it'll be in the comment section when we're done. To get your free rabies shot, you need your dog, cat, or your ferret to be healthy. So if there's any issues with the animal, this is not the day for it, okay? Your pet must be older than 3 months, 3 months old. Your dogs must be on a leash. We don't want a little puppy running away, and we have to go try to chase him or her. So make sure the pup's on a leash. Your cats and ferrets must be on a leash or in a top opening container. And also, to prevent the spread of COVID-19, as I said, all attendees will remain in their vehicle and limit the number of passengers in the vehicle. Face masks and cloth coverings are required for everyone in the vehicle. That's a close quarters scenario for momentarily, so we play it safe there. Look, as we continue on our road to recovery, we're thrilled to announce something else that, again, I think many people are missing, Restaurant Week here in Rockland County. From May 10th through May 23rd. That'll be the next weekend, I guess, a week from this weekend. 100+ restaurants throughout the Hudson Valley will be celebrating the return of restaurant dining with a delicious 3-course meal. Price fixed lunches are $25.95 and dinners are $35.95. They're all inclusive. You can go online and you can check out. I don't know if we have the. Yes, we do. We'll get the link to you. It is valleytable.com, valleytable.com/HVRW. You're going to put this up, John, I guess?
Yes, I will.
John will put it back up. The nice thing is here, a couple things actually. There are some restaurants that are a little on the high end, and it's something we all can't afford all the time. Maybe a good opportunity to visit that restaurant now, because you're going to get a chance to try their fare at a relatively reduced price. These are three-course meals, I believe, as I recollect. So it's a full meal. But also, the restaurants have been able to operate, are now able to operate at 75% dining capacity. The hosting restaurant is an opportunity for restaurants to draw in not just new customers, but also bring back existing customers by creating a safe and comfortable dining experience in what is now considered to be our new normal. The restaurants, by and large, have done an amazing job, without being told by the state, mind you, of doing the smart thing to prepare themselves to make customers comfortable. We said that those who have been watching this from very early on, these broadcasts, remember us saying that it's as important, beyond just having a safe setting, but also to make sure you understand that your customers and your clients and your diners have to feel comfortable coming back into your establishment, and that falls onto the business. So again, life is starting to turn back here, so we're getting into a good place. But there will be a full list of participating restaurants posted in the comments section by the link, John, I gather?
Yes.
You go to the link, you'll see all the restaurants, and it's Hudson Valley, not just Rockland. We would like you to spend most of your time in Rockland County if you would, but if you see a restaurant in Orange County, by all means, you can go visit, say hello to Steve Newhouse, my good friend over in Orange County, and have a meal over there. In closing, we've traveled a long way, and again, those of you who have followed this over the number of months, I have been very clear and very direct to all of you in my strong belief, my assurance that we were going to get through this, that we have a tough go. We have challenges that we had not yet identified yet, but I had every belief, having seen the people of Rockland County over the 7 years I've been your county executive and the years I've lived in this county. Rockland County is a very special place, and one of the reasons why it's a special place, because it's a very special people who reside here. We're tough. We have done a lot. We've gone through a lot. We've seen a lot of things happen here, and we always come out the other end, always. And we come out stronger. And I maintain that from day one. I believed in that from day one. Because you know something? We will never get through this without the belief in ourselves. If we didn't believe in what we were all about, we would not get through this. And now we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And unlike the naysayers who will tell you that light is actually a train coming at you, that light is the end of the tunnel, the light of freedom. That's where we're heading. And again, I'm very proud to say the belief that I've shared with you over the last number of months is now taking fruit, is now taking root, and we are going to great places together. This county is a great county. It's worth believing. It's worth fighting for. And you all have done a marvelous job in dealing with this virus. And finally, I do have a very special lady watching right now, my fiancée Donna, and today is her birthday. I will not say her age publicly, but she looks very young, so we'll let it go at that. But I just want to wish her a happy birthday while she's watching this right now. And maybe I'll get a hug at it maybe when I see you later on. But anyway, with that, folks, John just crossed his fingers for my hug. Anyway, with that, all of you, again, have a pleasant afternoon. This weather's going to be out of here a little bit, and tomorrow and the weekend looks pretty decent, as I understand it. Enjoy the great weather we're having. Spring's here. Good times are ahead. And with that, have a wonderful day. God bless.